In the late 19th century, as European empires carved Africa into colonies, one kingdom stood its ground. One African empire not only resisted invasion, it defeated a European power on the battlefield. This is the story of the Ethiopian Empire, the African kingdom that defeated Europe. The Ethiopian Empire traced its roots back to the ancient kingdom of Aksum, one of the great civilizations of the ancient world. Located in the Horn of Africa, Aksum was a powerful trading empire connecting Africa, Arabia, and the Mediterranean. It minted its own coins, built towering obelisks, and adopted Christianity in the 4th century, making it one of the earliest Christian states in the world. Over centuries, the empire evolved, ruled by dynasties that claimed descent from the biblical King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. By the 19th century, while much of Africa faced colonization, Ethiopia remained independent, though divided internally and technologically behind Europe. In the late 1800s, Europe entered the scramble for Africa. Britain, France, Germany, Belgium, Portugal, and Italy raced to claim territory. The newly unified Kingdom of Italy sought colonies to prove itself a major power. Italy first established control over Eritrea, north of Ethiopia. But its ambitions stretched further, into the Ethiopian highlands. In 1889, Emperor Menelik II took the throne of Ethiopia. Unlike many African rulers of the time, Menelik understood the European threat. He modernized his army, purchasing rifles and artillery from European powers who were competing against one another. Italy believed it had secured control through diplomacy. In 1889, Menelik signed the Treaty of Wuchale with Italy. But there was a problem. The Italian version of the treaty declared Ethiopia a protectorate of Italy. The Amharic version did not. Italy claimed Ethiopia had agreed to become a colony. Menelik rejected the claim. In 1895, Italy invaded Ethiopia. The conflict became known as the First Italo-Ethiopian War. Italy expected an easy victory. Instead, it faced one of the largest and best organized African armies of the era. On March 1, 1896, the two armies met near the town of Adwa. Menelik II commanded tens of thousands of troops. Empress Tetu commanded a strategic reserve and cut off Italian access to water. The Italians were outnumbered and outmaneuvered. By the end of the day, Italy suffered a devastating defeat. The Battle of Adwa became the first time an African army decisively defeated a European colonial power during the scramble for Africa. The victory shocked Europe. Italy was forced to recognize Ethiopia's sovereignty. Across Africa and the African diaspora, Adwa became a symbol of resistance and black independence. Ethiopia remained independent, one of the only African nations to avoid long-term colonization. But Italy would return. In 1935, under fascist dictator Benito Mussolini, Italy invaded again. This time it used tanks, aircraft, and chemical weapons. Emperor Haile Selassie appealed to the League of Nations for help. The world largely stood by. Italy occupied Ethiopia for 5 years, until 1941, when Ethiopian resistance fighters and Allied forces expelled them during World War II. Ethiopia's resistance at Adwa reshaped global perceptions of Africa. It proved that European conquest was not inevitable. The victory inspired anti-colonial movements across the continent. The Ethiopian Empire would continue until 1974, when revolution ended the monarchy. But its most famous triumph, the victory at Adwa, remains one of the most powerful moments in African history. In an age of empire, one African kingdom stood undefeated. The Ethiopian Empire did not simply resist Europe, it defeated it.